Chapter 8. Cultivating Emotional Intelligence. In our rapidly changing world, where technology evolves faster than we can keep up and social interactions become increasingly complex, emotional intelligence takes on paramount importance. It's not just a buzzword, it's the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and to recognize the feelings of others. A true leader isn't merely a person with a brilliant mind or a decisive character. They are someone who possesses deep empathy, knows how to build connections, resolve conflicts peacefully, and lead others by understanding human motives and experiences. Without developed emotional intelligence, leadership risks transforming into a dictatorship based on fear rather than trust and inspiration. In this chapter, we'll focus on how to help your child develop this invaluable skill. We'll learn to recognize and express emotions constructively, and how to develop empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And of course, we'll master strategies for peaceful conflict resolution that will form the basis for harmonious relationships in every area of life. Teaching your child to recognize and express their emotions. Many adults still struggle with recognizing and expressing their emotions. We may have been taught not to cry, to be strong, or not to show weakness. However, suppressing emotions leads to nothing good. For a child, it's crucial to understand that all feelings, be it joy, anger, sadness, or fear, are normal and natural. The key is not to suppress them, but to learn to express them constructively, without harming oneself or others. This is the first step toward emotional self-control and a healthy psyche. Why is this important for a leader? Self-awareness. A leader who understands their emotions can better manage their behavior and make more conscious decisions. They know when their anger clouds their judgment or when fear holds them back from an important step. Emotional resilience. The ability to cope with strong feelings helps maintain composure in crisis situations and prevents panic. Authenticity and trust. A leader who isn't afraid to show their emotions appears more human and inspires greater trust in others. People feel they are interacting with a genuine person, not a robot, allowing for open communication. Preventing burnout. Constructive emotional expression helps avoid the accumulation of stress and tension, which is critically important for long-term effectiveness and well-being. How to help your child recognize and express their emotions. Give emotions names. Help your child label what they're feeling. This is the first and most important step. When a child can name their emotion, it becomes less intimidating and more manageable. Instead of, "Stop whining," or "Why are you getting angry over such a small thing?" Try saying, "I see you're very angry because you can't put that toy together." This feeling is called anger. It's normal to feel angry. Let's think about what you can do with your anger so it helps you, rather than harms you. Other examples. You look upset. Is that sadness? Swing. You're laughing so happily. Is that joy? Swing. Are you scared to go to the doctor? It's normal to feel scared. Many people feel that way before a doctor's visit. Use simple, understandable words. Model behavior. The most powerful lesson for a child is your own example. Show them how you recognize and express your emotions. Example. I'm very tired today and a bit frustrated, so I need to rest for a bit to recover. I'll go to my room for 15 minutes and then I can play with you. Example. I'm so glad we managed to do this together. I feel proud and happy. Describe your own emotions so your child sees that it's natural. Teach healthy ways to express emotions. Once a child can name emotions, teach them what to do with those feelings. Anger. When you're angry, you can take deep breaths, demonstrate 5 to 7 deep inhales and exhales, count to 10, jump around, punch a pillow, or draw your anger. But we don't hit people, throw things, or yell at each other. Sadness. If you're sad, you can cry, talk to me, or hug your favorite toy. Fear. When you're scared, you can tell me about your fear, hug me, hide under a blanket until the fear passes, or think of a way to deal with what's scaring you, e.g., turn on the light if it's dark. Why it works. Gives the child concrete tools for managing strong emotions, preventing destructive behaviors. Empathy. The ability to understand the feelings of others. Empathy is not just sympathy or pity. It's the profound ability to put yourself in another person's shoes, to understand their experiences, their point of view, and the motives behind their actions. A leader with developed empathy can build strong, trusting relationships, effectively resolve conflicts, and make decisions that consider the interests of all parties. This quality distinguishes an inspiring leader from one who leads purely by position or force. Why is this important for a leader? Strong influence. An empathetic leader understands what drives people, their needs and fears, and therefore can more effectively motivate, inspire, and lead. Conflict resolution. Understanding both sides of a conflict, their feelings and motives helps find fair, sustainable, and mutually beneficial solutions, rather than simply imposing one's viewpoint. Team building. Empathy fosters a cohesive and supportive atmosphere in a group where everyone feels valued and understood. This is the foundation for true team spirit. Exercises to help your child better understand the feelings of others. Read faces or body language. When you watch a cartoon or movie, read a picture book, or simply observe people in public, draw attention to their nonverbal cues. How to play. Look at this character. What's their facial expression? How are they holding their hands? What does their posture tell you? What do you think they're feeling? Why do you think they feel that way? Discuss how posture, gestures, and tone of voice can convey inner experiences. Why it works. This exercise teaches the child to notice and interpret nonverbal cues, which often communicate more than words. It develops observational skills. Tell the story from another character's perspective. For children age 7+. After reading a book or watching a movie, ask your child to retell part of the story from the perspective of another character, especially if it was a negative character or someone whose motivation isn't immediately clear. Example. We read the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Now, let's imagine you're the wolf. Why did you act that way? What did you feel when she didn't listen to you? What did you want? Why it works. Helps the child understand that everyone has their own motives and feelings, even if they seem incomprehensible or wrong to us. It teaches multifaceted perception, volunteering, and helping others. How to do it. Involve your child in helping others in ways they can manage, whether it's caring for younger siblings, assisting elderly relatives or neighbors, grocery shopping, taking out trash, or participating in simple charity events. Discuss why it's important, why it works. Direct experience of helping and seeing the needs of others is a powerful stimulus for developing empathy and realizing one's role in society. The child sees how their actions affect others. Working with conflicts. Strategies for peaceful dispute resolution. Conflicts are inevitable. They arise at home, at school, among friends. It's important not to avoid conflicts at all costs, but to teach your child to resolve them effectively and peacefully. A leader doesn't shy away from disagreements, nor do they instigate them. They seek paths to agreement, maintaining respect for all participants and striving for mutual understanding. This is a skill that will be useful throughout life. Why is this important for a leader? Preserving relationships. The ability to resolve disputes constructively helps maintain friendships, family ties, and professional connections, fostering good relationships with everyone. Finding optimal solutions. Conflict, when managed correctly, is often an opportunity to find a new, better solution that considers the interests of all parties, not just one side's victory. Leadership in complex situations. The ability to mediate a dispute, find compromises, and negotiate makes them indispensable in any society. Strategies for peaceful conflict resolution. Stop, listen, speak. This is a basic but very effective technique suitable for all ages. How to use. When a dispute arises between children or between you and your child, teach them to say, "Stop. Let's listen to each other first to understand what happened." Rule. One person speaks, using I statements. The other listens without interrupting. The listener can repeat what they heard. "Do I understand correctly that you're upset because?" Then they switch roles. Why it works. Reduces emotional intensity, allows everyone to express themselves and feel heard before making any decisions. Brainstorm solutions for children aged 6+. How to use. After both sides have expressed themselves and understood each other, ask the child or group of children to brainstorm as many ideas as possible to solve the problem, even the wildest ones. Rule. At this stage, no criticism or evaluation of ideas is allowed. Just write down everything that comes to mind. Then, discuss each idea together, weighing the pros and cons of each option. Help the child choose the best solution based on analysis, not emotions. Why it works. Stimulates creative problem-solving, gives children a sense of control over the situation, and teaches them to find compromises. Role-playing with conflicts. How to play. Act out situations where conflicts arise and ask the child to find a solution. Switch roles. Example. Let's imagine you accidentally broke your friend's favorite toy. What would you say? "And I'm your friend, I'm very upset. How do I feel? How do we solve this?" Why it works. This exercise provides an opportunity to practice negotiation skills, finding compromises, apologizing, and expressing one's needs in a safe environment before facing them in real life. I statements in conflict. Recap from Chapter 5. Remind your child to use phrases that express their feelings and needs without blaming the other person. Instead of saying, "You took my toy," "You're bad." Try saying, "I felt upset when you took my toy without asking because I wanted to play with it first. Can you please ask next time?" Why it works. Reduces aggression and opens the way for dialogue, as the other person doesn't feel attacked but hears about the other's feelings. Teach apologizing and forgiving. How to do it. If a conflict is resolved, help your child understand the importance of a sincere apology if they were wrong, and the ability to forgive others. What can you say so your friend knows you're sorry? Are you ready to forgive your friend? Why is that important? Why it works. Fosters a mature attitude toward conflicts and helps restore relationships. Developing emotional intelligence is a continuous process, requiring patience, attention, and most importantly, your example. Every time you help your child understand their feelings, empathize with another, or resolve a dispute, you lay the foundation for their future ability to be a wise, sensitive, and effective leader. A leader who can manage their emotions and sense the emotions of others can build much deeper and more meaningful relationships, which is key to long-term success and happiness.